What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy KillHD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you, where this video is actually more of a Rockstar Games video overall, but we did get some significant details just the other day about Rockstar's next project, which is in fact L.A. Noire Remastered, coming on November 14th. But I'm still not really sure where the Red Dead Redemption 2 summer news is at. It's been about 3 days since Rockstar broke that information on their Twitter and Newswire, and since then they've been quiet, so hopefully that means Red Dead's next. That's me with my fingers crossed, but something has to brew in the next couple weeks. We're getting close to the end, technically, of summer, because here in the United States, I'm not sure where it is worldwide, but it ends on September 22nd. And you know Rockstar, they like to wait till the last second. But today, the discussion that we're going to have is not just me, because I am going to be joined with some special guests to help break this down and really just go over the future of Rockstar games. But it should be noted that Yan2295, who is a well-known Rockstar insider, revealed this information all the way back in January, and he also recently said BuIIy 2 was in development. So that looks like a little bit more credibility, and this should get fans who have been awaiting a potential sequel to this franchise a little bit more hopeful and excited, something that I definitely needed to mention. And this certainly is one of the biggest side effects from this L.A. Noire re-release. But today we are going to be discussing what this L.A. Noire re-release means for upcoming Rockstar games, because for sure this is an experiment that could affect games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 6, and whatever else Rockstar has planned, like maybe BuIIy 2 or L.A. Noire 2. But as I mentioned at the beginning, this is going to be a different type of video, as the other day I was joined with YouTubers Mr. Matty Plays, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and Carrick of ACG on the Ham Radio podcast, in which we discussed this L.A. Noire news. But this whole episode will air tomorrow on, I believe, Matty's channel, but today I will be showing the segment in which we broke down this specific topic. There's a lot more we went through outside of Rockstar games, and I highly recommend you guys check out that video when it goes up, and also check out these phenomenal channels. But I do need to answer one lingering question that I believe we did not cover, which is why did Red Dead Redemption not get a remaster before L.A. Noire? And the answer is definitely complicated. Reportedly, some ex-developers that used to work at Rockstar have said that the game code for Red Dead Redemption is a playable mess, which obviously makes it difficult to remaster, but they were able to bring it to the Xbox One through backwards compatibility, and the PlayStation 4 and PC through Sony's lackluster PS Now streaming service, which probably in Rockstar's mind means it's available for each platform. Kind of. Either way, L.A. Noire is an experiment title, and now I'm going to bring my discussion up with the Ham Radio podcast crew so you guys can better understand how L.A. Noire's re-release affects future Rockstar games.
Anyway, let's talk about L.A. Noire now. So this game is being re-released on the Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch. Carrick, did you say something about VR as well?
VR.
That's
VR,
VR.
yeah.
I missed
Six
that.
friggin' VR cases are being redone so you can play them with your HTC Vive, and
That's excellent.
John
You know,
Noble and I are going to be eye to eye.
I find that interesting though, because Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick just said about a couple months ago, maybe it was a little further, he said, we have no interest in making VR games. And here we are, L.A. Noire come. Yep. Then again, he's been proving that in the past, so.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Money
And
talks.
Yeah, I really
Money
want to
talk.
hear. I want to hear Legacy's thought on this. You're the Rockstar guy. You're the Take-Two guy on your channel mostly. So I'm really curious to see what your approach to this is.
I'm excited about this. I love L.A. Noire. I feel like it was a game that not enough people appreciated. But when I started to talk about this on Twitter, the uproar. I think the Red Dead community right now is pissed with how Rockstar's marketing, just like how the Grand Theft Auto community was pissed with how Rockstar marketed the Grand Theft Auto 5. Because these long droughts of information, it gets ridiculous. Rockstar promised in, I think it was May when they delayed the game, we're going to get summer news for Red Dead Redemption 2. So when we see Grand Theft Auto Online DLC, L.A. Noire, people are getting pissed. They're like, where's the Red Dead news? And I get it's a strategy, but that's the main thing I've been seeing. A lot of people are angry about it. Personally, myself, I'm excited. I love L.A. Noire. I think it's a game that was way ahead of its time. It's unfortunate what happened to Team Bondi, but everybody should be excited about this.
I was about to say that, it's an Australian-made game, but what happened with Team Bondi, man? Fuck, we'd be here all day talking about that.
Yeah.
Also, we got to remember Rockstar's got like 88 fucking development teams. So just because you're working on L.A. Noire doesn't stop you from working on Red Dead. And that's the kind of shit that just fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
And now Lone's going to mention Mafia. and what was that? Hangar 13.
Yeah. We could be here all day talking about. Look, I get so annoyed when people on the internet are like, "Why the fuck are you making this game and you're not making this game?" And you're just like, "There's not just one person at Rockstar called Mr. Rockstar that creates all their games."
It doesn't people believe that.
Like
people believe that. That's exactly what people believe. Rockstar North is Grand Theft Auto Online, and they, as far as I've heard from many insiders, they only have a small little team on that. And then they have Rockstar Toronto, Rockstar San Diego, obviously Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar Toronto has been a little too quiet as of late. We haven't heard anything from them. That's a huge studio. Rockstar New England's been quiet. Rockstar Lincoln's been quiet. Rockstar Leeds been quiet. And then some of the other... all their studios, I know some of these studios work on some of the other smaller things, like Rockstar India is just on the engine, and Lincoln, I think, quality assurance. But when you have all these studios being quiet, something's got to come. And people are just like, oh, they're just going to do Grand Theft Auto. No, I think they have plans, and LA Noire is a good sign that they have more coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's also probably a good experiment. I mean, like Carrick was mentioning earlier with Resident Evil 7, you repackage everything else. I'm sure it's not as simple because you're bringing it from the 360 PS3 to modern consoles, but I'm sure it's not too strenuous for game developers. But they're probably, Strauss, whatever his name is, I apologize, I forgot it. Yeah, he says, we're not doing VR like Carrick said. He's a liar. But number two is that they're probably experimenting. Let's see how this does. Let's see if we can make some money in the VR market. I mean, Take-Two likes their money.
Well, LA Noire is just in a hole. LA Noire, people, like I said, didn't get appreciated enough. And if people support these games, Rockstar will continue these franchises. That's why BuIIy never got a sequel. I mean, it was in development years ago, but it seems to have got canceled. Same thing with Agent. We can thank Grand Theft Auto Online for that, but at the end of the day, the game just didn't sell. It sold the original game sold 1.5 million copies, and I don't know how Scholarship Edition did, but
and Legacy, I'm right there with you with Midnight Club. Like, fuck, I want another Midnight Club, and we're probably never going to get another Midnight Club because they're just busy with, like, a lot of the studios busy with GTA and now Red Dead.
Also, racing games. We've talked about how they kind of fell off.
Well, in 2010, there was a report. I actually talked about this just the other day about Midnight Club. Was that Rockstar San Diego, the team wanted just the main attention on Red Dead Redemption, and that's when they started firing. And the team that was mainly behind Midnight Club was like a small team inside of Rockstar San Diego, and they ended up quitting or either getting fired because they didn't want to work on Red Dead Redemption. And I guess, again, money talks. It's just where they wanted the attention.
Wow. On the remake for a second, one of the things I'm really excited about, I wasn't joking about being face-to-face with John Noble, who's in it, but all those actors. But the fact is that for a long time, they tried to pretend that technology couldn't be updated. A lot of people knew it could, but they were like, oh, no, we can't make this look any better. They've already said now it'll be 4K. We're going to see some improvements there. The Vive stuff will be fully changes to the engine, which is going to be really exciting. I think one of the things that everybody forgets is that 1.5 million sales for BuIIy, for example, is a complete smashing success for somebody else. One of the problems that's happening right now is that Rockstar is so flush with Scrooge McDuck levels of money that they simply don't see anything like we do. Their level of success is beyond. Well, Valve. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, that's my point.
Paying for Gabe's wheelchair, but
it's a comparison. Sorry for interrupting, but
Grand
Theft Auto 5 has sold 80 million copies. Red Dead Redemption sold 15. It's going to sell probably 20 to 30. And then if you look at these lower tier Rockstar titles, EA CEO or CFO, I forget what his name was, years ago, said that these lower tier games are nothing. They don't sell. Rockstar's just trying to make money. Now they're up there. They're one of the bigger publishers, and Take-Two is obviously dominating right now. I think I've seen that their stock has flown up in the last couple months.
It really has. Yeah.
That's one of the problems with success is that the level of like care and remember, this is a company that basically said, hey, we're grifting you for as much money as humanly possible. We feel like we're not grifting you for as much money as humanly possible, so we're going to microtransaction everything. So
do you know what one of the issues
I'm really nervous about that, actually.
I mean, the other day, Review Tech USA made a video about this, and it's hard to disagree with him. He was talking about how just AAA video games are becoming so expensive to make and market. I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes just for the marketing, like we saw with Destiny. I mean, Destiny 1 had $500 million just on marketing, and then another $500 million on developing the game. I could be wrong on those numbers, but
I think it was more like 200. I think that
okay, so I apologize. Yeah. So, but regardless, I mean, games are, they require hundreds of millions of dollars collectively to market and develop and all that kind of stuff. And because of that, like, developers, and I'm not saying this is a widespread thing, and this is exactly why we have microtransactions, but, those additional forms of income could be necessary if you look at the finances to actually make a profit and to make a return on a game that's made, that's costed so much to actually develop.
Well,
and that's
right
the
there.
problem.
You hit it right there.
That's the thing. I mean, like, what was its name with, it was Tomb Raider. The publisher or the developer behind that said, it was Konami. I think it was Konami, right? I can't remember. Someone said Tomb Raider didn't sell enough for them. And
Square Enix.
People like Square Enix.
Square Enix?
You're right. I apologize.
Because they sold Hitman and said it didn't sell enough too.
Well, and then people are saying, how the fuck did that not sell enough? It sold like 4, 5, 6, however many million copies. But from their perspective, they're like, yeah, but look at the margin that we made on this game. Compare it to other games that we make. It was nothing.
Capcom's the same way. Capcom, whatever person does finances at Capcom literally doesn't know or is using base 10 or some other kind of mathematical theorem. Because when you find out what they expect to sell, you'll just be like, who in the fuck in your entire business thought you would sell that much? And Capcom, their belief is just much higher than what they're selling. And we see that with a lot of these companies, how well they do. We see it, well, I mean, to me, it's hot girlfriend syndrome. You had a hot girlfriend, you compare everyone that's coming in to that one you had.
Great analogy.
Not to be rude, but that is what, come on, that is what, I mean, but that is so really true. What's happening. And so here's one of the reasons why I always say I wish new CFOs and new CEOs came into businesses, because they bring fresh ideas, which not only is new IPs, but looking back at old ones. And I want to see more of that. That's why I'm stoked if some of these new people get into some of these higher positions, go, you know what, BuIIy, okay, 1.5 million, that's not the greatest, but that was back in the day when there were these other titles that were in comparison with it. And now we have a spot where that could really work. Let's try it. And that's
why I think it will come back. That's why I think that's a franchise that will come back. It's just, that's why Rockstar has such great titles under their belt. You don't see, there's not many Western games, or at least any Western open worlds like Red Dead. BuIIy's something very unique. The thing is, Rockstar's just experimented so much over the years. That's why we only have Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto right now. That's why we haven't seen a new Midnight. That's why we haven't seen another Max Payne. And LA Noire is an experimental game for sure, to see how VR will do. And obviously to see how it can do on the Switch, because years ago, Grand Theft Auto, I think it was Chinatown Wars, did horrific on the Wii. And Rockstar said, nope, we're done with this. And this is an experiment to see how Nintendo's market will do. This is an experiment to see how VR will do, and this is an experiment to see how LA Noire will do. And that will decide the future of this franchise and a lot of other factors.
But to close out this video, LA Noire definitely will have effect on the future of Rockstar games. The question is, what will it entail? I've already said before, it looks like BuIIy 2 is in development based on what Yan2295 said. I should have brought that up during the actual podcast, but it certainly is something to keep on your mind now, since that Yan is correct about LA Noire finally coming. But the good news is that Rockstar is working on more than Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6. And it looks like we know about a few of the projects, but I really do wonder what else is being worked at Rockstar Games. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also make sure to check out the podcast when it is available tomorrow, and also check out all these guys' channels. They make some great content. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smack that like button, and make sure to consider subscribing for a lot more Red Dead Redemption 2 and Rockstar Games coverage. And remember, Outlaws to the end.